Okay. Okay, I'm live. I'll give it a minute. Going live. We're going to talk about stuff. Maybe. If anybody comes on. Okay, there's a couple people. I won't spend a lot of time on here. I just want to go over some stuff after that situation this afternoon with the almost diagnosing and prescribing. So I'll wait just a couple more minutes, see if some more people get on here. Otherwise, the recording will be here, so it's fine. People can watch it after the fact. Okay, so, oh, now I remembered what I was going to look for. I was looking for a document. Let me see if I can still find that. No, I'll have to look for it later. Okay, so hi Ursula. Hi Amy. Amy brought me like a boatload of boxes, which is awesome because I have to clean out the rest of my clutter before my house pictures get taken. So hopefully my house will sell. So hopefully I can move into the house that I bought. If my house will sell fast, it would be awesome. I would appreciate that. So thanks for the boxes, Amy. Okay, so what I want to talk about is what we can say and what we can't say in the Facebook group and what kind of advice we can give and that we can't give. So what happened was someone said they wanted to, they were asking like for information. They were using a certain product for growing pains and asked if they could use the pain cream. And so it's like, well, yeah, you could use the pain cream if you want, you know, why wouldn't you use the pain cream? And someone else asked the question, well, do you have redness and swelling? And here's the reason why that is not, you see me doing this, here's the reason why that is not okay. Okay, when I did my certification in Raindrop, and I did the licensed spiritual healer right alongside with that, and through that you have to do a coaching class with a teacher and a mentor, and she takes you through a variety of things that you can say and that you can't say. You can't ask leading questions like that would what's the word? You can't ask a leading question that would end with something that you're going to say, it might be this or that. So you can't ask a question like that, is there redness and swelling? Because well, what if they said yes? If she said yes, then the person's going to go, well, that might be arthritis then, is what she's thinking. I know what she's thinking. That might be arthritis. You should probably go get tested. Okay, here's why that's not okay. Our group is for oil information. Now, sometimes people are going to have health issues that they want help with, and we really can't do that. We can't really help with health issues. So I want to steer off any questions stop them before they even happen, number one. And number two, if they happen, see if we can steer them around to just keeping body systems healthy. Whether we stop the person and ask them to reword their question or what, but I left that one up there because we have a lot of new people and maybe they don't understand about compliance and how we can't even mention symptoms, or diseases. Okay, now that we have the new over-the-counter medications, we can say pain again and we can say cough again, but that doesn't mean that we can say use thieves for pain or cough or use this other product for pain or cough. We can only say it on the products that have it on the labels. Why I don't like saying you should go see a doctor for that. Okay, why I don't like saying that and I'm not gonna allow it in the group is because parents can make that decision for themselves if they want to go see a doctor. Parents are innately in tune with their children and they know when they need a doctor. They are the ones that have the intuition to know whether they need a doctor or not. If you're a healthcare practitioner, then, or doing any kind of work like that, then you do have to say, consult with your doctor. If you, like all of those other professions have to say, well, consult with your doctor, or if you do this exercise, go consult with your doctor. Well, I don't necessarily think that that is wise advice, especially with children, and I'm going to tell you why, unless the parent wants to. If the parent wants to, then yes, absolutely. But here's why I will never, ever recommend that to a parent is because what if they don't want the treatment that's offered for that particular issue? So let's say, for instance, we'll just go ahead and use the example that happened this afternoon, and that was arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. What if the parent doesn't want to do the disease-modifying drugs that they offer? You've taken your child in there, you've gotten a diagnosis. If you don't do what they want you to do, they'll take your kids. So if you don't want the treatment that they're going to offer you, then don't go get that diagnosis. Okay? The same thing if you think your kid has anything and you don't want that treatment, then don't go get the diagnosis. If you want the treatment, then by all means go and get the diagnosis. If you want the treatment that they're going to offer you, then absolutely, yes, go and do it. But for something as simple as growing pains, which is very common, then why wouldn't you just answer her question instead of saying, go see a doctor? Here's what I know. That person is colored by her own experience, as we all are. I'm colored by my own experience. My daughter has rheumatoid arthritis. I know full well the pain and the agony and all of the things that causes. I know because we live it on a daily basis for, I don't even remember how many years, over 25 years. We have lived that. So I know all about that. And I know that when someone mentions certain symptoms that like my daughter started out with, that is going to be naturally the first thing that pops into my mind. And so I don't want to put fear into another person because of my experience. Does that make sense? I want the other people to be able to make that decision for herself. She already knew, or she already said her child had growing pains. Why would we doubt that? There's no reason to doubt that. And if she said her child had arthritis, we could say use that pain cream on arthritis because it's right there on the label. Okay? I am not going to recommend that somebody go to a doctor pretty much, for anything, unless, you're in a car accident and you have a bone protruding. Then, don't come on the group and say, can I use this for pain? I have a bone protruding. No. That's absolutely obvious that you should go and seek medical care. That's not what our group is about. Our group is about support for the use of the products and also support in the business. If you have a burning caution for someone and you feel like, oh my gosh, I really think, what you have is, itchy buttitis is going to be contagious to a million other people, then pick up the phone and call them and tell them, I really have this caution for you and I really think you should get it checked out. Don't post that on the group. Don't ask all about their symptoms because all that's doing is leading you down a pathway to try to diagnose them. And we can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. So I know it's really hard when your experience is colored by your experiences and you think that somebody has something and maybe they do and maybe they don't, but it's not up to us to tell people to go to the doctor. And so I don't have that on the group. I understand that that is difficult for some people, and I'm not being that way to be bossy or to be mean. I just feel like that is a parent's responsibility and a parent's choice, and we shouldn't be trying to instill fear into somebody when it's something simple like growing pains or even a headache or whatever. Parents can decide that for themselves. They have that intuition, and we don't have the intuition for someone else's child. What do we have? We may have fears. We may have fears that are based on our own experience. And so that's why that's just not cool. And I just can't have it. And I tried to stop it in that situation. And the reason that I'm doing this Facebook Live and the reason that I left it up there is for information for people about what we can and can't say. So you can't give diagnosis, you can't give prescription, okay? And we don't want to give advice, really, either. You don't want to say, oh, you should take this because it worked for me, because it isn't going to be the same for you as it was for, it won't be the same for you as it is for me. So I shouldn't be giving you that kind of advice. I can teach you where to find information, and I can tell you what I do for me, but I can't tell you what you should do for you, because I really shouldn't give you that kind of advice. It's not something that is, using the oils is not something that is like the same for each individual person. Even if I had arthritis and you had arthritis and we both wanted to use the pain cream, we could do that. But, I probably have mine for one reason and you probably have yours for another. My daughter has it from vaccination damage. Maybe someone else has it because of the emotional issues that cause it, like there's abandonment issues or hatred of self. Those are some of the emotions that are behind rheumatoid arthritis. So maybe somebody else has it for that reason. So the products aren't going to be the same, and the treatment's not going to be the same, and God doesn't deal with us the same. So I shouldn't be giving you advice. The only advice I should give you is go look at the resources, pray about it, listen to your own intuition about your own body and your children, because you as parents have that responsibility. God gave it to you, and He gave you the responsibility, and He gave you the ability. He gave you the ability to make the choices, and you can trust yourself. And if you feel like you need to go to a doctor, then by all means, go to a doctor. And if you feel like you don't, you can handle it yourself, then don't be bullied into it by someone else telling you you should. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And I really did not want to offend the people that were involved in that conversation. And I really hope that they won't take this personally. And I'm going to call the one lady that left the group over it, and hopefully she'll be willing to come back and try again. But it's just a rule I have in the group that we are not going to tell people to go to the doctor. We're just not. So, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry, and I told you why. So I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you understand my point of view, and I hope you found value in the time we spent here. And if you have any questions about it, you can always call me, or you can ask me on the group, or email. It's fine. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye. Hi, Heather. Oh, you listened in. Love you too. Bye. Look at all the little hearts.